welcome to another episode of Story and Things, a podcast that reviews stories.
And also we talk about things.
Sometimes.
Actually, spoiler alert, we don't talk about things.
We just kind of sit here and look at each other in the eyes.
Oh, look at each other in the eyes for 2 hours straight compilation. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira. And we wanted to, before going on and talking about this story.
Yeah, we wanted to say hi.
How are you?
We've been through a lot.
Can we be honest?
Yeah.
We filmed Malice months ago.
Yeah. Honestly, when we filmed Malice, it had already been a while since I had read it. Mm-hmm. But I was so down for that book. I just want to say that.
Yeah, same.
But it's May. I'm not going to date us. It's May. But Misrule came out. Mm-hmm. And we are going to be talking about Misrule by Heather Walter.
And before we talk about that, why don't we talk about the event we went to?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we are from, I don't want to give us a location, longitude, latitude, but we are from California.
Oh my God, Cali girls?
Cali girls.
Daisy Dukes?
Born and raised. Bikinis on top. So we did go to this event called Y'all West. Mm-hmm. And Y'all West actually was an event where book authors go and you can get your book signed. And they have little keynote speeches, which we didn't get to attend.
This was our first time attending this, so we thought we would have time to do everything. The way that I pictured it to be was we would go and get like a wristband for whichever authors right at the beginning when we first get there. But everyone had a certain time that you had to line up for the author that you wanted to see.
That you wanted to get the book signing for too.
So right at the beginning, I think it was Victoria Aveyard.
Yeah. And
I can't remember the other two. Was it Chloe Gong?
And Adam Silvera.
Yeah. Maybe not Chloe Gong, because I think
Not yet. It was Adam Silvera and V.E. Schwab.
V.E. Schwab was later though.
But it was honestly a little bit of a mess because you want to go to all these keynote speeches, but then the keynote speeches coincide with the time that you have to line up to get the book signings.
Or to go see the author.
And a lot of people that were there, they were like, yeah, you really have to decide what you want. You can't do both. So you really have to decide if you want your book signed or if you want to go watch them speak. Mm-hmm. And we decided, we want our book signed. And honestly, can I just say that the book signing was better than I expected?
Same. It was so nice.
It was, because you would expect a book signing to go quick, like 5 seconds. Okay, thank you for being a reader.
Anyone listening, if you're into K-pop, I thought it was going to be like a high touch where you just like line up.
That's what I thought too.
Where you just like line up and the artist is in a table and then you just kind of like high five them. Okay, bye.
Bye. Love your books.
I know. I literally thought that was what was going to happen. Yeah. So they would sign the book. All right, thank you. Bye. Mm-hmm. But it was so much more intimate than that. It was
really nice because they like took the time to talk to you and to basically thank you for reading their book. Because we met, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring up the one that was like the most impactful to me, and it was Tahereh Mafi.
Oh, yeah.
We met the author for Shatter Me.
And This Woven Kingdom.
She was so sweet.
Dude, I was starstruck by her. She literally looks like a Disney princess, doesn't she? She has like big eyes and she's so pretty. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God, she's real. She's right there.
And she was just so sweet. Like everything she said made her real. I don't know if that sounds weird.
No, I get it.
But you read a book and you don't, you know who the author is, but you don't really think about the author who's behind it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're a person and it's like, oh
my God, you wrote this. Your hands?
You really did that? Erin Warner type bitch?
I told her that. Wait, should we go in order though? Should we go from the morning?
Okay, so we showed up.
We showed up at the event.
We showed up with our friend Melissa, by the way. Shout out to Melissa. Always the freaking down type bitch. Yeah. Thank you for being down.
We love you, Melissa. She's great.
She was actually the one who told us about this event. We didn't know.
We didn't know.
And can I say, we printed out bookmarks.
We did. Because we thought it was going to be like more tables. There would be more tables around so that we can just like leave our bookmarks in random places.
And it was funny because we kept making jokes throughout the day like, does anyone Does anyone want bookmarks?
You got a lot of books there. Do you need a bookmark? I don't know.
A bookmark for those damn books. But we didn't give out any bookmarks. We were too shy.
We were way
We're
too
not there
nervous.
yet.
No,
but
we'll get there.
We showed up in the morning, and as soon as we showed up, we realized there was already a line for the signings. And I really wanted Adam Silvera.
I really wanted Victoria Aveyard, but I didn't know how quickly Tahir Mafi's line would be after her.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to miss her because the line was really long. And so I was scared. I was like, no, I don't want to miss her because she was the one that I really, really wanted to see. I bought so many books, by the way.
Oh, me too.
Insert picture here. I bought so many books for the authors that were going to be there.
Yeah, I went to Barnes & Noble's the day before, and dude, my fucking wallet was like, girl, are you fucking okay?
Same.
Why are you buying 10 books?
This is a lot of fucking books.
And it's funny because we felt self-conscious when we went to the event. We had our bags, our tote bags full of books.
Yeah.
And then you saw another bitch walking with a tote bag full of books, and you're like, bitch, me too. Me fucking
Same.
too.
No, but the ones who I literally admired were the ones who had a little wagon.
Dude, they had a wagon and a fucking chair. They were like, I know what I'm in for, bitch. I know what I have to wait for.
It's a lot of waiting.
It is.
So you met Adam. You were the first of us three to meet someone. What was that experience like?
Adam Silvera was so nice. So if you don't know who Adam Silvera is, Adam Silvera wrote They Both Die at the End, and I have not read it. But my sister read it.
I haven't read it either.
And I went up to him and I was like, hi. And he was ready to talk about the book because that's kind of what he was doing for everyone. But I was like, just to be honest, just to let out all this baggage we already have, and I don't know you. I did not read the book. And he kind of gave me the book back. He threw it and he's like, leave. Don't stay here. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but my sister really liked your book. And I feel like I'd regret it if I didn't get it signed. And he's like, you have a smart sister. Actually, you have a really smart sister. Mm-hmm. And he was just saying, I really appreciate you being here. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about oh, is your title true? Because I'm very optimistic. And he's like, oh yeah, I never lie. I never fucking lie. And I'm like, I trust you, bitch. I fucking trust you. And I think you can say it for all the authors because we met a lot of authors. Mm-hmm. They were so
sweet.
Because they show, in their face, you can see it too, that they're so appreciative that you're reading their writing. Mm-hmm. It's like, bitch, I fucking got you, bitch.
I haven't read it, but I got you. Would watch you hate it.
I know. And then our friend met Chloe Gong for us.
Yeah. So we gave her our books and she got it signed for us.
Because we were in the line waiting for another signing. You
were in the line for Adam and I was in line for Tahir Mafi. Yeah, I was.
And it was a lot, but honestly, dude, the way... I don't think you can do events like this by yourself. No. You need friends to be scatter.
Yeah.
And do everything.
And it's so funny because there was people there who would have a line holder. It would be a person who was just meant to be in the line.
Yeah. But because there was a lot that we did, but can you tell me what was your most impactful interaction with an author?
Well, obviously, Tahir Mafi. Although I will say we did meet Maggie Stivader.
Oh, Stivader
before Tahir Mafi. And I had we?
Yeah, it was a freaking trio mission.
You and I had only read her Raven Boys.
But one.
Melissa, our friend, loves her. She's read pretty much everything at this point.
Melly gave us all her books because she brought 400 of them. So we split them and she's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Sorry, Maggie. Since you're the less excited to see her, you're going to meet her first, but you're going to warm her up.
Okay, so I was going to go. I know, I literally did that. So I was first in line, and then Cheli was behind me, and then Melissa was behind Cheli. And so I went up to her first.
Yeah.
And I told her, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. I had Bravely. I didn't buy Raven Boys. I'm so sorry. But I did buy Bravely because I'm excited to read it. Love Brave. And so I handed it to her and I was like, I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited. But honestly, I just want to let you know, your biggest fan, 2 people down. The one with the strawberry dress, she's super excited to meet you. And, she's really selling me your books. I'm really excited to, get through them when I have the chance. Yeah. And she was so sweet. She was such a nice person.
She was.
And I even asked her about the Raven Boys. I was like, how does it feel to have this whole series and then have it come to an end? And she was really honest about it. And she said it's really bittersweet. It's you're letting this part of you go, but sometimes I find myself thinking, like, did I end it the way that I had anticipated when I first created it?
Exactly.
And I just really loved having that interaction with her because I also write. And so I was like, damn, I really connected with that.
Exactly. And then when I met Maggie S., I went up to her and she's like, are you Melissa? And I was like, no, she's strawberry dress in the back.
And it was so cute seeing Melissa meet her because she was so emotional meeting her. She literally got teary-eyed and she was just like, I just wanted to let you know that I literally love you.
Dude, Melissa, we were just there taking pictures.
I was recording everything. Yeah. I was just like, oh my God, I need her to have this forever.
Dude, and it was funny because the security told us we can't record anything. I'm sorry. But even she recorded because she saw how much Melissa
saw how big of a fan she was. So she started recording because I think she told Melissa, oh, I'll take a picture for you. But then she just started recording and it was so cute.
And Melissa, I fucking love you.
Yeah, we both love you.
The fact that you love this book so much and we're able to meet your favorite author, it means so much to me too. Like, I got kind of like, oh.
No, yeah, same. It was more emotional for me seeing her meet her favorite author. Like, it's so sweet because, you know, authors, they really have this power to connect to so many people.
Yeah. But transitioning, you met one of your favorite authors.
Yeah, I did. And it's so funny because we read Shatter Me when, like...
Dude, fucking 500 years ago.
I don't even know.
It's been a long time.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah. It's been a while to the point where, like, I don't remember much of Shatter Me, but I know that you read everything.
I read literally everything.
And we just read This Woven Kingdom.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Which was perfect timing. Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
The stars really aligned for us.
And just to mention again, Melissa told us about this event. We didn't know it was going to happen. So the fact that the Hede Mafi was there, we were like, what the fuck?
Honestly, that was the only reason I went.
I don't blame you, dude.
Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, it was... Well, don't get me wrong. It's really exciting. But when she mentioned this event, it was super last minute and I did have to work that day. So I was like, I'm not the type of person to call out. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. But then you were like, the Hede Mafi's gonna be there.
To fucking do this. She made Aaron Warner, bitch.
She created Aaron Warner, and I was like,
"You're not gonna see her."
I was like, she's so right. She's so right.
I mean, you got a point there.
Like I said before, I was adamant. I'm gonna meet her. I don't care if I miss everybody else.
Yes,
and I am sad that I missed Victoria Aveyard though. But so I got in line for her, and it was so funny because the person who made the line before the line should have been made.
She made her own line.
She made her own line. So when people would come up, when the workers would come up and ask, what's this line for? Because they obviously were the ones who were supposed to form it. The girl up front was like, it's a line to the line.
She was so funny.
She really was for Hede Mafi. Yes. And the workers were kind of just like, okay, fine, whatever. So I was in line forever. And then when we finally met her, dude, I was like so starstruck because she literally walked by us with her husband.
Dude. And her husband, by the way, Ransom Riggs.
Yeah, he's also a writer. Dude, he's so tall.
Dude.
He was like towering over her. But so I went up to her first because I was like, I need to get this off my chest. And honestly, it's so funny because while we were in line, it was almost like you wanted me to prep a script. Not a script, but
I kept asking you, what are you going to say?
What are you going to say?
I mean, you can't just be here and not think, what are you going to say? What the fuck are you going to say?
Did you think that I wasn't going to say anything profound?
I just wanted to know because I love you so much.
I love you too.
I just wanted you to say so much because for those of you who don't know, because you don't talk about it, you're just so fucking talented. And I wanted you to say as much as you can to her because even though they are willing to talk to you for like as much as you want, and you can have little conversations with them, and it's so fucking nice.
It is really nice.
I wanted you to say as much as you can, and I kept mentioning to you like, mention that you're a writer, mention that you're a writer, and you kept saying like, well, it's not about me, it's about her, and I'm like, fuck her. Mention that you're a writer.
That is a joke.
No, I know. I love you, Hede Mafi. You were so fucking nice. But how did it go?
Okay, so I went up to her and I was so nervous, dude. My heart was like just fucking pounding. So so I had bought Shatter Me, I bought Ignite Me and This Woven Kingdom, and I handed them to her. And I said, I just want to say, like, thank you for being here. I'm a really huge fan. Yes. And even though these books, brand new, my ebooks, all marked up. Like, if I could show you my ebooks,
you'd be like, what the fuck?
And I just told her, like, I am a huge fan of your writing. Like, I'm also a writer, and I just really wish that I could write as poetic as you, because, like, that's honestly, like, one of my weaknesses. And she was so sweet about it. She was like, oh, thank you. But honestly, like, I know that you're fully capable of it. Like, I know that you can do it. And I'm like, oh my God.
So nice.
But it's so funny because I was so caught up in the moment. Thank God that Cheli took pictures, by the way, because you left the live photo on. Yeah. So that's how I remember some of the things that I said to her, because I was so, like, starstruck that I just kept...
You try to say everything.
I just kept talking, and I didn't even thank her. I was like, I just kept saying things, and I was like, how does it feel that you created one of the best book boyfriends? Like, you did that. And she was so, like, taken aback by it. She was like, oh, well, like, she was kind of flustered. She was kind of flustered about it. She was like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. And I was like, well, say it, because I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you, girl. You created one of the best book boyfriends. And she was like, well, thank you for saying that. It's such an honor to see how much love your character gets, online and everything. And I was just, honestly, I was just saying so much shit. I don't even know. But I just really told her, like, thank you so much for writing this story. I wanted to talk about This Woven Kingdom, but I was so into Shatter Me, and, because I read the whole thing. So I just talked about Shatter Me, and I told her, thank you so much for writing it. It really meant a lot to me, and I seriously loved the series. And I was trying to get everything out as fast as possible. And then you went after me, and how was that interaction for you?
Dude, it was really nice, because if you go back and watch Shatter Me and Unravel Me, I feel a certain way about it. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, when you meet these authors, there's like a different feeling. Yeah. All of a sudden, it becomes real, because it's like, they're a person too. Mm-hmm. And they spent time. There were nights that they probably stayed up writing this. Yeah. And it becomes real, and it's just like, dude, thank you. Like, thank you for making this, because the thing is, I don't know if I'm saying this as a person or as a teacher, but I love people that write, people that read. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you're creating worlds for people who need a little escape. Mm-hmm. And I even brought that up to her, like, thank you so much for writing, because, like, dude, it's beautiful. Yeah. Like, what you're doing is beautiful. And she was so freaking honest. She was like, yeah, I love writing, but I need to read too. Because I mentioned that I started reading more this year. Mm-hmm. And she was so sweet and so nice. And just, oh my God, just like seeing someone who wrote something that we read and talked about, it's like, what the fuck?
It's like, what timeline is this?
Did you hear that I said Adam was a bitch? Did you?
It's so funny, because in the line, Cheli was like, should I apologize? Should I apologize?
Is this my apology video? I have a scrunchie. I can't put my hair up.
I'm just going to wipe my makeup on.
But it was really nice.
It was so fun. And then also when you finished, because Cheli was talking about This Woven Kingdom with her, and that's when I was like, oh my God, I didn't even mention that one. So when you finished, I just quickly said, oh, by the way, I'm also really excited for the sequel. Like, I'm really excited.
Dude, she was really nice, and her husband was also really nice. Yeah, like, they were kind of talking to each other across, and it was so fucking cute.
Yeah, it's really sweet. And I'm really sad also, because I really wanted to meet V.E. Schwab. V.E. Schwab was, like, at the same
literally
time.
in the corner, too.
At the same time. So I was like, maybe I should just go. Maybe I should just go and, try to get a signing. But V.E. Schwab was there for, like, 2 hours. So when I tried to sneak in, like, the people at the end were kind of like, well, I mean,
she said I was the last one.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to press it,
But we did a lot that day.
After this experience, Cheli and I both realized, like, it makes us appreciate the writers even more. Even if we didn't necessarily love their stories. Well, nobody in this, selection, but just in general.
Exactly. And the fact that they were people who sat down and decided, I'm going to do this because I want to give it to others. Yeah. It changes my perspective of a lot of things.
Yeah, same. And it makes me respect them a lot more.
Yeah. So if you've ever had the opportunity to go to a book festival, or if it's coming up, I recommend you go, because it's so great.
It's so fun, and they're so sweet.
You meet, they're so nice, because you're all there for the same reason. Mm-hmm. So it was really nice meeting everyone.
And it's so sweet. Shout out to the person who I met in the Tahir Mafi line. I can't remember your name. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names. Yeah. But it was so funny, because then we started talking about just books in general that are big on book talk. And then she was kind of just like, I'm honestly just here for Tahir Mafi. And she literally pulls out a huge stack of her whole freaking series. And I'm
the one with the wagon?
Yeah. And I was like, girl, how are you going to get all those signs? Because in the website it says like 3 per person, but the head Mafi is so sweet. She actually did sign them all. She just I heard her tell her like, I'm gonna do a quick signature, okay? Because most of the time they'll write like your name on it.
A little like personal thing.
If they have time.
Yeah. But if you give them too much, it's like, okay, I'll just write my name. Mm-hmm. But they're so sweet because they're so appreciative of the people who like them. Mm-hmm. So,
or even like if you didn't read their book, like they're still like happy for you to have their book.
Exactly.
It's really sweet. So we would definitely recommend, if you have the opportunity to go to a book festival, we would definitely recommend it. Now we are ready for the next one.
Yeah, dude, honestly, and we're in California. We're in the hub of it all.
Exactly. We're in here.
Just Cali girls. Daisy Dukes bikinis on top side, bitch. But
don't copyright me. Katy Perry, thank you.
Thank you, Katie. But you know what? After all that talk, okay, hold on. You know what I'm feeling right now? I don't know if I've told you, but I read Misrule by Heather Walter.
Oh my God. I read it too. Kind of crazy.
Dude, do you want to wait, I'm sorry. Nothing's filming us. Do you want to maybe talk about it?
Oh my God, I'm down.
Dude, I'm sorry we spent 20 minutes talking about Y'all West. We are going to talk about Misrule
by Heather Walter. So
if those of you who are like, you hear the name Heather Walter and you're like, who the fuck is that?
It's the girl who wrote Malice.
Yeah.
And Malice honestly popped off on Book Talk for a second there.
It did. It popped off as a sapphic novel. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I went into reading Malice. And if you want, you can look at our episode when we talked about Malice. But when we went into it, we both read it next to each other. And I did not know anything.
Yeah, she had never seen Sleeping Beauty. Can you believe it?
I'm sorry.
Can you believe this,
I'll throw my apology later.
So I had to tell her the synopsis of the Disney film.
Yeah.
Not Maleficent, though. That's for another time.
Sorry. But honestly, it was such a good book. Malice was so good. Mm-hmm. And you can look back at our episode where we talk about it. Mm-hmm. But Misrule came out May 10th. And you and I were like, we gotta film an episode.
We have to.
So you came down here.
Yeah, on a spur in the moment. No, thank you. Because we normally do batches, but you know what? This is our one and done.
Today we are going to talk about Misrule. And just to get us prepped for this episode, because I have a lot of fucking things to say. I do want to talk about a few summaries, and you can add anything you want, by the way, if I'm missing anything.
Okay.
But why don't we summarize a little bit of Malice?
It'll be a quick summary, though, because we are assuming that you have read it if you are here in the sequel.
Honestly, I'm assuming that you listen to Malice, which you can listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get podcasts on, or also on YouTube if you wanted to watch our episode. But honestly,
it is up.
Honestly, if you haven't listened to it, it's fine. Shame on you. But we are
it might not be up yet, but it's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's on me.
Shame on me. Okay.
That's on me.
I do want to summarize it a little bit, and you can add anything you want. But Malice is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. And we follow the story of Alice trying to survive a world where her kind is deemed as monstrous and more of a tool. Mm-hmm. She hates everyone until she meets Princess Aurora at her 20th birthday party. Her last one, by the way, before she has to die because she didn't have a true love for her kids.
It's because she's cursed.
She's cursed.
And if she doesn't find her true love by 21 and kisses them, she will die.
So if you want to read Malice right now, go ahead and pause.
Or just listen to our episode. I don't know.
Or listen to our episode. Because, you should, honestly. Why are you listening to this one first? It's a little weird of you.
Don't get mad at them.
Bully them. Freaking out of order type bitch. Okay.
Me, honestly.
Are you back?
Remember when I was going to read Serpent and Dove, but the third one?
Dude, I love you so much, but I would have judged you hella hard. That's so chaotic.
I tried to listen to it, but I couldn't. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
That's like my brother who plays games out of order. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's called 1 through 7 for a reason. The book we're talking
so funny.
But we are going to be talking about Misrule. This is a continuation of Alice's story from Malice. And she is now known as Namara, or the Mistress of the Dark Court. And she is frantically trying to bring Aurora back from her sleeping curse, which she got cursed at the end of Malice. Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
Through this, her journey begins, and she begins to question if Aurora's love was real or fabricated, while also dealing with a war against the High King of the Fae Court. So there's a lot of political things going on in this story, but fuck.
There's a lot happening.
Yes.
So we have reached the point in the podcast where we are going to guess what the other person has rated it, because Cheli and I like to keep the mystery going.
Dude, honestly, the thing is, it's so fucking hard because we text each other all the time now. Which, by the way, I appreciate that we text each other more often because we're best friends. But also, it's so hard to text each other because our lives are so different.
Yeah, we are both so busy. I literally don't get home until like 6:30.
But I love you and I think about you often.
I think about you every day. Just so you know. Just so everybody knows.
But I also think about your little brother often. I hope you told him I said hi.
That's so funny because he brings you up. He's like, how's Cheli doing?
I can help him on geometry if you
Okay,
we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll schedule
So,
later.
Your thoughts on this book? Honestly, I haven't thought about it much because I finished it today. I've had a busy week.
30 minutes ago.
Don't call me out. It's been more than 30 minutes. We've been sitting here for like an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But I do think that this book had a lot of moments where it was throwing so much plot at you. And I don't know how you feel about that. But the way it ended, I think you're content with. Maybe?
I'm not giving you any answers.
I think overall, it wasn't what you expected, and you will give this a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what you gave Malice. What did you give Malice? A 4?
It was pretty high, yeah. Probably a 4.
Probably a 4. Okay, so I'm going to guess that you feel unsure about this one. Just because you just read it. You just read it.
I did.
An hour and 30 minutes ago.
I did.
So, I'm going to guess that you're also going to give it a 3.
Okay.
Okay, so why don't we talk about the tropes that are in this book?
Of course. So it is a retelling, and I wanted to mention it's an enemies to lovers the whole way through. Because remember, in Malice, it ended with Aurora being cursed to the point where when she woke up, Alice was told that she's going to wake up because of someone else's kiss that is not yours, bitch. And she's going to fucking hate you. So when she wakes up...
Because her memories are going to be skewed.
Exactly. So when she wakes up, through other situations that we'll talk about, she does hate her. And it's just like, I hate you, but I love you, but I hate you, but you're fucking hot, but I hate you, but I love your mind. You know, it's
a lot
so
more.
much.
It's a lot more I hate you, though.
It is.
It's a lot of I hate yous. So.
Yes. So it's very enemies to lovers. Maybe lovers?
Possibly lovers. We're not really sure. So any other trope that you can think of?
Well, you mentioned true love's first kiss.
I think that might be a trope.
I think it is too. And honestly, that is really, it plays into a big part in this whole story.
Yeah, because it is brought up later on again.
Yes. And that's kind of all of the tropes I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think that's a good amount. So why don't we go ahead and talk about our 2 main characters? There's a lot of characters, but I think we should just talk about our main characters.
Yeah, I agree.
And then get into the plot.
Exactly. So why don't we talk about Alice, who is now known as Namara.
And also the mistress of the Dark Court. So in Malice, our girl goes through a lot.
She does.
She is a villa, but she is also a shifter.
Yes.
So she has green blood, and the Graces... Okay, there's a lot of, like, different levels of magic. Yeah. She has the green blood, but the Graces have the golden blood.
Yes.
And the Graces are the ones who pretty much work for, like, the court or for other people. Yeah. They give out elixirs to people. Yeah. And so even though they are kind of servants, they are still treated more so normally. Yeah. While villas like Alice, no. They do not fuck with them.
No, they don't. And they kind of use them as just like equipment or tools in order to like, you know, I want to look prettier. I want to curse this person, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. And also Alice would have to like mask her green blood because she didn't want everyone to know what she was, who she was. And throughout Malice, she is constantly betrayed. Yeah. Over and over again. She isn't someone who easily trusts people, but when she does trust someone, they end up betraying her.
And it really sucks. So coming into Misrule, she is now the mistress of the Dark Court. She is in charge of a lot of people, and she's a leader. She's a leader.
Yeah, and we should also mention that she changed her name to Nimara because Nimara was known as the first villa. And so she wanted to take on that role that she is also perceiving herself as someone who is a trailblazer. Yeah. So that's why she took on that name. Even though she is also part shifter, but she is taking on the villa's name.
So Alice Namara is now basically the voice for all of these imps, these goblins, these demons who have been deemed as disgusting and monstrous. But she's like, I'm fucking here for you guys. Yeah. But remember, Aurora fell into a deep slumber at the end of Malice because she was cursed by touching a spindle. And
Shout out.
But she's cursed. And of course, Alice really wants Aurora back because that's the love of her life. But the only way for her to come back is for her to get true loves. Or no, for her to get a kiss from anyone that isn't Alice.
Exactly. And Alice already knew this, but tell me you weren't shocked when 100 years passed by.
Dude, okay.
I literally stared at that page like 100 years. When the page says 100 years later, I literally wrote, huh? Isn't she human?
So when 100 years later, dude, I drew Aurora.
You drew her. Well, you did such a good job. That's really cute.
Thank you. But I literally wrote, what the fuck? Is Alice / Namara an old ass bitch now? I mean, just let Aurora kiss someone else by year 37, honestly. That's what I wrote. Aww. But dude, when 100 years passed, it shows you the fact that Alice loves Aurora so much that she doesn't want anyone to fucking kiss her. Because if it was me...
Not just that, but she's also terrified of the idea of Aurora waking up and not remembering her, or seeing her and thinking, oh, she's a monster. Because remember, Aurora was the one who told her, you were never a villain to me. Yeah. Because everyone else would literally look at Alice like she was the villain of the story.
Yeah. So, of course, she doesn't want to be hated. She doesn't want that to happen. But to the fact that she did not let anyone kiss her for 100 years.
That's crazy.
Everyone Aurora knew died.
Is dead, bitch.
Your fucking dad? Dude. Dead. Golf accident, actually. Golf so hard, but didn't hit it the right way. Went straight up. He looked for it, went down his throat. He fucking died. Yeah.
That's crazy.
4.
That's like 1,000 ways to die.
4 + 2, 6 feet. Thank you.
I hate it. So before those 100 years pass, Alice is in this little cave. And then this girl comes up. Oh my God. Reagan shows up, and she's also a villa, and she sees Alice, and fucking Alice had destroyed her ship. And Reagan was like, man, bitch, I had to swim over here. I almost drowned. Yeah. Doggy paddling shit.
Tit stroking, yeah.
And it was so funny because Alice was like, oh, you were on that ship? My bad. And Reagan was like, no, I admire that.
No, honestly, I'm
spooning right now, actually.
Yeah.
So then that's when Reagan and her decide, you know what? What if we build a dark court?
I know you almost drowned, but do you want to work under me? And she's like, fucking that bitch, I brought my resume. Yes, bitch.
Resume? Don't need it. You're already hired.
You're already in.
There's only 2.
You're now vice president. It's only me and you. So not really much of a triumph there, but it's okay.
It's okay. You did it. Good job. So then 100 years pass by, and we learn that they have gone on many missions and have liberated different species from other people, trying to destroy them. Yeah. So they have the goblins, they have the imps, they have
demons.
Yes. And it's Aurora and Reagan.
Yes. And the shifters.
How did you feel about her character in this book?
Honestly, I'm not saying she changed a lot because she's still her. She's very insecure. Mm-hmm. And even though she comes off as a leader because she is very direct with what she wants, she's still Alice.
Yeah.
No matter what she does. Because it even mentions, like, when she's over here being like, no, bitch. She's like, why the fuck did I say that? You know, like, you see her thoughts.
Yeah.
I did like her in this story. I think that Alice is a very strong character, and I feel so bad for her because she has so many insecurities.
And also keep in mind that she does have Mortania still in her for the majority of this book. Yeah, and Mortania was also a villa?
Yeah, she was a villa. She was
who placed the curse on Aurora's family.
Exactly.
And so she's inside of her.
But how did you feel about Alice?
I really liked her character. I feel like her growth was really slow in this book.
Yes.
Because there were times, I agree, that she would show her insecurities, but there were other times where she came off as so mean to whoever she was speaking to. And I actually liked those moments because it gave her, it gave her more character. It showed her taking on that leadership role. And I also liked how she at first was like, really thankful to Mortania because she thought, oh, she's the one that gives me my confidence, right?
Yes.
But then later on, you see that she just needed to accept that it's always been in her.
Dude, and I don't know if you felt the same way, but her character was written so well with, just flip-flopping the entire time that I didn't know how the story was going to end. Like, I thought I knew, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, I'm not sure. I know.
I didn't know how this story was going to end at all.
Yeah.
Which is good because I like not being able to guess.
Yeah, I like having no brain cells. But I thought her character was amazing.
Yeah, I did too. I really liked her character.
But let's talk about our sleeping beauty, Aurora.
Princesa Aurora.
Woken up 100 years later.
Derek. You know what? I know you have not seen Sleeping Beauty, but to the people who are listening, I thought it was going to be Felipe. Hello? Derek?
Felipe? Not even present.
Felipe? Hello?
I was waiting for that name to pop up because you brought it up
sad.
to me.
Oh, I did tell you, huh?
But Derek, honestly, okay, we're not talking about Derek, but I fucking love Derek.
I did too!
Dude, he's such a good character.
He's such a good character.
I just thought that he was such a good character, but he was actually the one who woke up Aurora. So he said that, I was just fucking walking around looking for the fucking bathroom, bitch.
I got lost, bitch, and all of a sudden I saw this girl sleeping, and I thought, you know what, her lips
be looking luscious.
Juicy.
She's in Carmex type thing.
What's up with you and Carmex? Are you sponsored by them?
It's featuring Carmex. But, her lips look luscious and moisturized. So, like...
He kisses her, and Alice busts in, and she's just ready to freaking strike. But then Aurora wakes up.
And she's like,
Alice?
Alice? What the fuck?
What the fuck, bitch?
This man just kissed me, and you're standing there. And wait, is this an old room of mine from 100 years ago, bitch? How long have I been fucking sleeping? I know I took a Zanny, but...
Damn.
But it hits her that she's been sleeping for 100 years. And
because Alice is immediately telling her, like, everything right quickly because she's like, okay, I gotta tell her. Yeah, it's been 100 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy kissed you. Don't know why his kiss woke you up, but it did.
She did know, by the way.
She did know, but she was like, I'm gonna keep that.
I'm not fucking
I'm gonna keep that hidden.
But she wakes up, and the thing is, remember that in Malice, it said that when Aurora wakes up, she will fucking hate Alice. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't.
She doesn't hate her in the way that we all thought she would. So what the other characters told Alice was that she was going to be hit with amnesia.
Yes.
So she wouldn't remember her in the way that things actually happened between them. So the memories would be skewed.
Yes.
So when Aurora wakes up and she's like looking at Alice and she's like, girl, I remember everything. And she's listing things that they did together. And she's just telling her, I remember everything. Nothing has been changed.
Did you expect Aurora to actually have amnesia and hate her?
Yeah. Oh my god. Dude, you almost smacked me.
I'm sorry. Because I made a prediction. I'm sorry. I'm never right, by the way, so this is a big deal. But before that even happened, I wrote, when Aurora wakes up, she's going to hate Alice, and not because of a curse, but what she's done. Damn, if that isn't the biggest curse of all.
Actually, I think I might have wrote that too.
Dude,
verbatim.
I love the fact that she wasn't cursed. I love the fact that the biggest curse is what you fucking did, Alice. What the fuck? But I fucking
So the whole time you were like, Alice, what are you doing?
Alice, baby.
Baby, stop.
Stop. You're making me act up.
So you were upset with Alice, is what you're saying.
A little bit, but the fact that Aurora wasn't cursed and it was more the curse of seeing what you've done, I thought that was really powerful. And overall...
Okay, but you're acting like she over here murdered everybody. Okay, wait, just kidding. There was literally heads. Like...
Don't look at those. That's Fred. Don't look at... Yeah, because like our Alice literally had heads lined up on the side. And Aurora woke up... Yeah, on the walls. And Aurora woke up and she's like, what
did you do to my house?
This was the powder room. I used to come in here to fix my nose. But she, like, I think Aurora is such a good character. I fucking love her. And as much as, like, I was frustrated with her with the fact that, like, you know, she wasn't taking the time to understand Alice. I also understand her perspective because she is human. Yeah. Everyone she knew
is gone.
Died, and it's like,
and it's just literally her. She's alone.
Alice, I was about to turn in my fucking book to the library. That was 100 years and 2 months late. You know the fee they're gonna give me?
They're like, bitch, the library doesn't even exist.
There's not been a library in 90 years. That's worse. Then collections is gonna come for me. I like Aurora a lot. But what do you feel about her?
I felt a mixed feeling with Aurora. I 100% understand why she would be upset when she woke up. Because I wrote on my book, shocker, I never write on my books. I wrote on my book that, she's going to be pissed. Like, I know she's going to be pissed.
Yes.
And I completely understand why she was so angry with Alice. But I just hated how long it took for them to get to a place where they would be okay.
Okay.
Like, when we finally reached a point of the story when Alice and Aurora were having, like, actual moments together again, like, basic ones, I was like, wait, are they even going to end up together? Because it was, like, near the end of the book.
Yes, it was.
I started to ship her with someone else, so.
No.
I did.
What?
Yeah, because Reagan was actually really sweet to her. I just didn't like how long it took for them to get to a place where I was content. But I do understand Aurora's character 100%. I understand why she would be really upset. I just kind of wish that they would have listened to each other
more
earlier in the story.
Well, to transition, how did you feel about their relationship?
You want to start?
There was 2 love interests, kind of, for both characters. Reagan was Alice's right-hand girl, and they kind of had a little thing.
And it was actually really cute. Remember in the story when Reagan tells Alice/Namara that they wanted you to see yourself as a completely different person, but you are you know what I mean? Yes. Like, I don't know how she said it verbatim, but the way that she told her, like, you mean a lot to us, I thought that moment was so cute.
Yeah. It is really cute. And I mean, to have someone love you for your flaws too, because Alice wasn't perfect. Namara wasn't perfect. But Reagan was like, I'm by you through fucking whatever, bitch.
Through anything. I'm here. You're not going to get rid of me.
But then go to Aurora, who was kissed to life by Derek. And Derek is like, I'll fucking protect you. Like, I don't want anything romantic. I'm not going to force you into romance. But I want to build a new life for everyone with you. And it's like...
And it's so funny because he's actually... he's a prince. Yeah, and he was there to infiltrate, but, things happen, so... Exactly.
But there's these 2 love interests. But what I liked and what I appreciated, because even though I did feel really bad for Reagan, and Derek... Fuck Derek. But
I love Derek
too. Fuck Derek. But I like the fact that even though these two things were happening, Aurora and Alice always gravitated towards each other. Mm-hmm. There was this one scene where I was just like,
which one?
You don't have to be next to each other all the time. It was the scene where Reagan died.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact where she was like, I can save Reagan, but my clothes are going to get wet.
It literally pissed me off, though, because I saw it from a mile away. I was like, Reagan and Alice are a little too perfect together. I know they're going to kill her. I know 100% they're going to kill her.
And they did. And I hated it because it was the fact that Alice was like, save my friend. And, thinking logically, I shouldn't go in the water because it's too cold and I might get a little bit of a stomach.
No, Tanya wasn't letting her.
But Aurora's all the way over there.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was thinking logically and not wanting to save Reagan, but then all of a sudden, I'm next to Aurora, bitch. It's like, that sucks. Mm-hmm. Because the thing with Alice that you see throughout this whole book, it kind of felt like she loved the idea of Aurora more than she loved Aurora.
I agree.
And it sucks seeing that happen because I wanted them to be happy from the first book. But suddenly their love felt very fake.
Mm-hmm. And fake love at BTS. Thank you. Stream it.
Oh, thank you.
Now.
Yeah, thank you. But I do like that the one character at the beginning, I don't remember who it was, the one that took her into a dreamscape.
Oh, Elfdane?
I like the fact that he brought up, like, do you even think this love is real?
Because he told her that it wasn't real.
The fact that she kept bringing that up, because I was like, of course it's fucking real, bitch. Did you read Malice? But every time they brought it up, I was like, oh.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it became fake. Mm-hmm. Because you spent 1 year with her, okay? And you had one fucking night together, and all of a sudden that's the only thing you infatuate about. Mm-hmm. It's not what you think it is.
And it's crazy because I didn't even realize, it was literally 1 year. That's it.
And even one of the characters brings up, is it Reagan that brings it up? Like, how long have you known her? Maybe like 20 years? And it's like, no, 1.
Yeah, and Reagan's like, I've known you for like, what, 100?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
103, maybe. Who's counting?
Who's counting? But I've known you longer. And Alice is so blinded by her love.
That it's becoming more like, I love the idea of you and not you.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish she would have accepted that, though. Because she never really... She thinks about it and she does contemplate the idea of, okay, do I really love Aurora? Or no, I do love her. Because when she would finally get to a point where she's like, maybe I don't love her the way that I thought I did.
She would look at her and be like,
I do love her, though.
I do love her. Look at those fucking eyes, bitch.
Yeah, I kind of wish that she would have genuinely accepted that maybe I was wrong.
Were you okay with the way the relationship played out in this book, though?
Not really. I don't know. I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more romance between them. Just because, I don't know, I guess I expected it based on like what happened in the first book.
Yeah.
And then in the second one, it was just a lot of angst, which I do love angst, but there was only a sprinkle of romance. And even when Aurora betrays her, remember?
Yes. I remember. I just read it.
Remember when she betrays her? I was so mad. I was like, nope. Maybe we should love Reagan instead. I don't know. Just a thought.
Here's the thing, though, because I'm on the opposite side of you right now. Because I really liked Aurora and Alice. And I like that Alice came to a point where it was like, thank you so much for being here for me. And for getting me out of that freaking Mortania freaking issue happening. But I love the fact that it was more like we both grew. And at the end they were like, and I want to continue growing. And I love you. But we can't do this. Like my infatuation with the idea of you.
I understand. And I do love that part too. But if you really, I don't know if you remember, but if Aurora would have told her, no, stay, she would have stayed.
She would have stayed.
She wasn't gonna, she didn't actually want to leave her. It was more so like, okay, this is awkward. I should probably go, you know?
Yes, I agree that Aurora would have made her stay if she had said it. But the thing is, they both knew each other so well. And I know you're a fan of soulmates.
Yeah.
They were soulmates. They were soulmates. I think that they were meant for each other. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, not at that time.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both such passionate people that if they had continued to stay with each other at the point, at like the end of the book, they would not have grown as people.
Yeah.
So I like how that played out with their relationship. Overall, relationship, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
4?
4 out of 5.
Really?
Mm-hmm. What about you?
But there wasn't a whole lot.
I was fine with it because the thing is,
but there was a lot.
She slept for 100 years. Yeah, if you had done that to me, it would have been a little upsetting.
Okay, but you would have been so upsetting that you would have betrayed me, knowing full well that the person you were betraying me with probably most likely wanted to kill me.
You'd forgive me.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, fine. Let's move
on. No, I think their relationship was like a 2. In this one.
Okay.
In this one. In the first one.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
But in this one, I just felt like there was too much coldness. And it was just...
But I understood the coldness.
I get it too, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, I wish there was more romance.
I understand what you mean because the thing is, when I read this book, When in Cold, did not see any spoilers or anything because we read it when it came out.
Hello?
I did not expect it to play out the way it did.
I didn't either. I thought they were gonna reconcile a lot earlier.
Or even, I thought that this book was gonna take the span of a few months. Mm-hmm. And at the end, she was gonna wake up and be like, hi, bitch. You know?
No, but I am glad that she didn't wake up and was like, oh my God, babe, I missed you. I am really glad that it didn't take that turn.
Yeah.
And I do understand why she was so angry because, hello, everyone she loves is dead besides Alice.
Yeah.
But I just wish that there was more. If I would have read this book alone and not Malice, there's not really a whole lot to their relationship.
There isn't.
But I mean, overall, I do like how it ended though.
Yes.
With them just realizing, okay, we need some time apart. So the story ends with, so there's a lot that happens in this story. There's a lot of political stuff happening. Yeah. Alice goes against the High King of the Fae Court, which is Orin, and it's just like so much is happening. And then Rose shows up again. Remember Rose? You remember her?
Yes, I do remember Rose. She was a fucking bitch, and by the way, spoiler alert, still a fucking bitch.
She's an even bigger bitch, if you can believe it. Dude, when she showed up, I was literally like, oh, not this bitch again. Not her again.
Yeah. Out of all the ones that lasted, all the graces, you...
This one? Although I will say I did feel really bad for her and Malice.
I did.
For a second.
But
the story ends, No, was it Rose that killed him?
Rose killed him.
Hello?
Rose fucking coming and saving the day. I'm gonna have the last laugh, bitch. Ding!
Okay,
it was a bow and arrow.
So I think they get that. So Rose kills Orin and she tries to grab his staff, and it burns her.
Yeah.
And so then I think it's Aurora. Oh no. Aurora is wearing a crown.
Yes.
And it's actually her lineage crown. So his power gets transferred to her. So she is now the Golden Fae.
She's a fae. Good for her.
She did that.
But the story ends with
wait, before you go on. Okay. And when it's revealed that she is the Golden Fae, it brings up that poem, the Golden Green. And so we realize, oh, that's Aurora and Alice.
That was so cute.
It was really cute.
I think I can find it, but I literally wrote, bitch, please. Like, I can't.
So them being together is supposed to create like a new species, right? Or a new kind of power.
Because, there's always been this divide between fae and human and mortal.
And villas and shifters.
Exactly. So it's saying that, we need to cooperate. Mm. And Alice and Aurora were going to be the start of the cooperation. Mm-hmm. And, oh my gosh, the ending is basically them freaking starting this new court. starting this new kingdom of like, you know what? Everyone's accepted, bitch.
Mm.
But at the end of the book, it's revealed that Alice is, even though she's happy that everything is turning out the way it was.
And Mortania is gone, by the way. She's
Mortania
out of her body.
And she's with the love of her life. She realizes that she's unhappy because there's still so much discrimination and judgment happening in the world. And she's like, honestly, I love you so much, Aurora, but what is this? You know, what is us? What comes next? Mm-hmm. And even Aurora's to the point where like...
she's like, I don't really know. Because they're honestly not at a point where they can just reconcile. Even though they did have their true love's kiss again.
Yeah. Try two. Take two.
Exactly. And they broke a curse again.
They still feel like, you know, they still have a lot of
baggage.
Exactly. So Alice is like, I need to go. Mm-hmm. I need to go help people and find myself because I love you, but I need to go. And
it's more reluctantly, but yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I need to go unless someone tells me to
Unless someone wants me to stay. I mean, if you beg, I'll stay. Actually, you don't have to beg. Just look at me.
Just look. Okay, I'll stay. Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, because Alice is surprised that Aurora's like, yeah, I think that might be for the best. Yeah. But Aurora does ask, like, well, how long is it going to be? And Alice says, I don't know.
Because honestly, it might be forever. Mm-hmm. But in the epilogue, it's revealed that it has kind of been forever. Mm-hmm. And she has not gone back to Briar to visit Aurora. But Aurora's doing fine. She'll be like, send my regards. And it's like, does she like me? But
that's all it takes.
But it's revealed too that like they both have found lovers at one point. Just like even like little
oh my God, Aurora and Derek.
Did they?
Yeah. Hello? Weren't you reading?
Dude, Aurora, I wasn't sure. I was looking at it.
Aurora and Derek ended up having something together because he was even buried with like a strand of her hair. Damn. In like a locket.
And it's revealed that, you know, they've had lovers. They haven't been, you know, just alone. But even Alice is at the point, like, I'm not going to let Aurora die alone. You know, I'm not going to let her experience this life alone.
If she does, she does.
If she does. I mean, she likes like me. But she was like, I'm not going to let her experience alone. And I'll be honest, I haven't been alone. So I'm okay with her, you know, finding other loves. But the story ends with Alice looking at a note that Neve had sent her, which is someone that worked for her court. And in the back, it's a letter from Aurora that just says, Alice, come home. Mm-hmm. And that's how the story ends.
Well, it ends with her saying it's time to break another curse.
Time to break another curse, bitch, which just means she's going home, bitch. She packed her bags already, bitch. She's been ready for 100 years.
She's like, I never even unpacked, actually.
I don't even think this fits me anymore. It's been packed for that long.
But how did you feel about that reveal of Derek and Aurora?
Okay.
I was surprised because remember that whole interaction? Well, their interactions, Aurora and Derek, she would constantly say, like, there's nothing special about him. How did he break my curse? Yeah. It was so
exactly. Sad. But the thing is, I feel like the relationship that Derek and Aurora had, there was a lot of fondness behind it. Mm. So it doesn't really go into depth, like, how much they meant to each other. And I know, you know, he was buried with a strand of her hair, but even then, I feel like the relationship transcended more than just physical attraction. Like, they really did care about each other. So I thought that was, I mean, I didn't mind it. It hurt my heart that they both had different lovers.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Because they've been apart for so long.
Exactly.
And they're trying to find themselves.
They are.
They're trying to figure out who they are without the other person.
But I was shocked. But with the ending, with that note, it's really sweet. I when I finished reading it, I immediately went to the living room and I was still a little teary-eyed because it did make me cry.
It did? Why? That's so funny. I feel like you and I are very different because I feel like I need more and you're just like, give me one word and I'm done. I'm melting.
The last page could have literally said bitch and I'm like, me too, bitch, me too. Dude, I was so fucking I was happy. I was content because it just shows that no matter how much time passes, they still loved each other. And a lot of shit happened between them. But, like, I mean, they both did love each other. And the fact that they said that Alice was going to break another curse, it's like...
But what curse are they referring to?
Them not seeing each other. The whole, like, you know what? I'm gone. It's like, no, I do want to be back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember how much time had passed, but it had been a long time.
100 years again.
Oh my God.
Because then Alice was like...
Punctual. 100
years? I thought we were at year 67.
Wow. I did like the ending. I just wish there was a little bit more to it.
Like what? You wanted spice?
No. I'm good without the spice. It's fine, whatever. I just wish that there would have been like a clear indication, like, okay, yeah, I'm going home. Or they see each other. Or even like them seeing each other. Them having a moment like
where they
could literally just look at each other and just smile. Exactly. And that would have been enough for me. But just that whole like, oh, we're going to go break another curse. It's like, it felt too vague for me. And also like Aurora, she never really apologized. Like ever.
She didn't. But did you think she needed to?
Yeah. She literally betrayed her.
She did betray her, but she kind of slept for 100 years. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh my God. Okay, move on.
You killed someone's mom and dad. Okay.
They kind of deserved it.
They kind of died of old age.
They kind of deserved it. I'm just saying. I don't know. I kind of just wish that she would have apologized at least for something.
Yeah.
I was also really annoyed by Aurora always saying things like, oh, you're addicted to her power. But it's like, when did she ever reveal that she was addicted to Mortania's power?
She didn't even talk about Mortania that much.
Ever.
So the fact that Aurora was like, I know Mortania's controlling you. And it's like,
you literally, I can't. But anyway, so the part where Aurora betrays Alice, I wrote, play traitor by Olivia Rodrigo. On the book, I wrote that. I was like, oh my God.
Dude,
she did that.
Honestly, I don't have much else to say about this book except for moments I wanted to talk about with you.
Okay. I just want to mention.
Okay.
I do wish there was more love, but I am happy with their relationship. But I also want to bring up, how did you feel about Alice and Neve?
So Neve was the leader of the Starlings.
Which was the Shifters.
Yes. I understand what they were doing with her character because there was a shifter that betrayed Alice.
Cal, never forget.
In Malice. And she was kind of messed up with her because she was like, I was betrayed by a shifter.
And so you're a shifter.
That means you're a fucking bitch.
So that means that I'm just going to keep my eye on you because I know that you're going to betray me.
But I do like how their lives kind of paralleled.
Yeah.
I think that their relationship mattered a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't feel any certain way about it except for that.
Really? I really liked their relationship together. Because I thought it was so sweet that she finally has this realization. Like, oh my God, I've been a bitch this entire time to her.
Me? A bitch?
Me? Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I really liked that moment because she literally was, even because we're mostly in Alice's perspective, or we are in her perspective, huh?
Yeah.
We are in Alice's perspective. So the whole time we think, oh my God, she is obviously in the right here because she doesn't trust Neve for whatever reasons. But then when she finally realizes, oh wait, I've actually been prejudiced towards her.
Yeah.
And I've been really unfair.
Yeah.
I really liked that moment between them. And also that moment when Neve, quote unquote, betrays her. And Neve tells her, well, isn't that what you expected anyway?
Yeah.
I really liked that moment.
I like when she came out about her relationship with Torin.
Mm-hmm.
And then when
the leader
Alice,
to the demons.
And then when Alice brings up like, oh yeah, I know about you and Neve, Torin's like, she told you?
Oh my God, wait, hold on.
She told you I like her?
She told you we slept together? Oh my God.
Don't say that. Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah.
I really, really did like Regan. Sorry, Ronald Reagan.
Stop.
I really did like Reagan a lot. Mm-hmm. When she died.
I was so sad.
When Reagan died, I was so angry.
I was angry too.
I was angry with the way it played out because she was basically like, Reagan or Aurora? She was like, I don't know. And looks at Aurora, look at her, and she's like, and honestly, even though we're fucking miles away from each other, the way that she looked in my direction and I looked at her in her direction, we connected. So it's her.
It's always gonna be her.
Shut up.
I was so sad about Reagan.
Because Reagan basically drowned.
Yeah, she drowned.
And she drowned the way she would have.
Which is a parallel to when she showed up to her cave in the beginning.
And drowning, by the way, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst ways to go.
Isn't it?
In my opinion, because you feel it happen. And she's like,
I feel like it happened fast, though.
It sucks. It really sucks. And I was mad at Alice at that point. Because she showed up to Aurora and she's like, you saved me, Alice?
I know. And it's totally like she just completely disregards the fact that she literally just let one of her best friends die. If not her best friend.
Who she knew longer than Aurora.
Exactly. And it makes me so mad. I don't like that. I don't like moments like that in stories or movies or novelas where you see this connection happening between two people, but one of them is getting in the way of another relationship, so they just like kill off that character.
Because it's like, okay, they're gone now, so now you can have a relationship. Even when Reagan came up, I knew she was a love interest. I like marked her first interaction because I was like, yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah, same.
I know where this is going. There was a thing I did not like about this book.
What?
I don't know if it's just me, and if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. Please correct me. I dislike books that put every plot point together at one point.
What do you mean?
They would do things like, wait, hold on a second. Green like me, like my blood, like this, like, oh my God.
Oh, you don't like that?
I hate that.
Why?
It's just like, okay,
You're talking about the poem?
Everything. Every time they would be like, wait, it makes sense. You're the Fae because you were meant to be the Fae. And then they go into like this long explanation. Don't you see? In the writing of this person, they said that the Fae would be this and you're this and that's why you're the Fae. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're right. It's like, okay, I'm not here to be Sherlock Holmes.
But they're trying to cut all of the loose ends.
I know, but I just didn't like how it went.
But don't you think that they're just trying to cut any loose ends?
Yeah, but I would rather...
Can you think of another example?
I marked an example, actually. Give me a second. Okay. I just hate the indecisiveness. That's what I hate. Because there are points where Aurora's like, I love you. And Alice is like, oh my God, she likes me. And then 2 pages later is like, but does she like me? And it's like, she just told you. And I understand that there's a lot going on between them, but it was every 2 pages. Every once in a while it would be like, I love her. Do I love her? I do. But
does she love me? Yeah. I remember that.
I hated that.
I get it.
I was not down for that. Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that it's written in the perspective of Alice, because I mean, people are indecisive like that. Mm-hmm. But I was getting tired.
And it's long, and it happens frequently enough for it to tire us out.
Yes. But can I talk about the biggest scare of
my life?
I would say the century.
Literally.
When I thought Callow had died.
Oh my God, same.
Dude.
Her bird?
Callow is her pet bird. And there was one part where Callow fell on the floor. And was splayed out. And it was like unmoving. Couldn't hear a heartbeat. Like,
I thought Callow was dead.
Not my fucking bird. All her powers released.
I know. Seriously. Well, Callow was the only one who was faithful to her, so.
Yeah. And even at the part where she figured out Callow was alive, and she was like, you needed to stay in the dungeon. And it says, Callow chirps in retaliation. And it's like, oh my God, that's so cute.
I just put a sad face when she died. Right there.
I wrote, Callow!
No, Reagan. Sorry, I just found it.
Oh, okay. So you didn't care about Callow?
I did care about Callow.
I hated.
Yeah, when that moment happened with Callow, I was so scared. I was like, this is it. This is where I'm checking out. If that bird dies, I die.
At the end of the book, when Alice is like, you know what, Aurora, I gotta go. I gotta go help people. And Aurora is like, bet. Go ahead. At the end of the book, when Alice is leaving and she's getting on Chaos, which is her horse, and Aurora's like, you know what? You don't have to travel like that. Don't be ashamed of your powers. She's like, you're right, babe. You're right. And she becomes a dragon, right? And flies away. Mm-hmm. I wrote, okay, I want to read that scene. Her eyes glitter, and I grin back at her. Yes. Without a second thought, I command taloned wings to rip through the fabric of my shirt and lift me in the sky. A tail elongates through the base of my spine. Chaos vaults with me into the air, mane streaming in the breeze like the tail of a comet. And I just wrote, holy shit, flying horse. She basically picked up her horse and her horse is like, what the fuck? We're in the air now. Horses can't take that much. There was a horse that came into one of my rooms once and was literally like, what the fuck? Close space. Mm. Horses are dumb. You took your horse into the air.
Don't call them dumb. Sorry. Apology video now, please.
I want to say sorry to all the horses out there. Oh my gosh. I just thought that part was really funny to imagine. Mm. Overall, that was a read. I did, in fact, read it.
I just want to say, allegedly, she read it.
Star out of star, did read it.
Star out of star. Instead of putting stars, just put, I read that.
I read that. Thank you.
Don't ask me any further questions. Quotes, thank you.
Quotes, Cheli, 2022.
Exactly. But is there anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. I think I'm ready to talk about how I feel about it.
Okay. I think I'm good too. I mean, there's so much to this story, and I definitely recommend for you to just go and read it because there's so much happening.
Yeah. And can I just say, I'm a little shocked that Book Talk isn't talking more about Misrule. Malice was everywhere as a big sapphic book. And I thought when Misrule came out, because you and I were excited.
We were so excited. We were like, we're going to go buy. I bought it the day of. Did you too?
I bought it the day after. Oh, yeah. No, I bought it the day of. Yeah. I went the same day you went.
Because I literally called them the night before they closed. And I was like, are you guys going to have Misrule, yes or no? Because it's a bit of a drive. Mm-hmm. So I need to know. And they were like, yes, it's going to be in.
And we both went to Barnes & Noble's, by
different
the way.
Times, but
different
like whatever.
Times. But when I went, they only had 2 books left. And I was like, oh, fucking thank God.
Really?
Yeah. Because I went to go eat with my sister, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So I went and they only had 2 books left.
They probably had more in the back, though.
Probably. But I remember when I grabbed it, I was like, oh my God, thank fucking God. Because if I had made this drive and they would have been like, no, Misrule, sorry.
I wanted to buy Malice, too, but the ones that they had there were both, like, damaged. Yeah. The covers were damaged.
But I do want to know, how did you feel overall?
Well, I do want to say that I really love Malice, the first book. And I know it's going to be a little bit confusing because we did release the episode last week. Yeah. But we filmed that months ago.
We did.
And I honestly feel like I really enjoyed it more than I did after the first read, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, sometimes when you read, you have to let it sit for a second. Sometimes you have to think about it, meditate. And I think I had given it a 3.5. And I think I'd give it like a solid 4. Because I actually, I really, really did like the story. Okay. I really liked Alice and Aurora, especially Aurora. I was obsessed with Aurora's character, remember? You would know if you listened to our episode on Spotify, Apple
Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you listen to podcasts on. Thank you.
Thank you. And going into this book, it was different from what I expected, but that's not a bad thing. I just wish there was a little bit more romance because I genuinely did start to fall in love with Reagan and Alice. Because I was like, wait, hold on. I'm shipping the wrong ship right now. Yeah. And I do agree with you. I do see them as being the perfect for each other as soulmates, but just meeting at the wrong time or just needing time apart. Okay. But I still did really enjoy the book. I think I would give it a 3.5.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Not that far off from what I thought you were going to give it.
No, I think 3 is a little low. I think 3.5 is a good indication of how I felt because I did really enjoy it and I did love the world building. I really liked the introduction of other species and I really cared about all the characters, honestly. So I just wish that there was a little bit more romance because I think this is the end. This is it. And it makes me a little sad.
That it ends like this.
Yeah. I wish there was a little bit more. Even like one more paragraph, I would have been good.
I would agree with you on a lot of points. That this book I was really, really excited for. I don't remember what I gave Malice, but I think I would also give it a 4.
I think you gave it a 4.
It was a really good read.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Malice and Misrule, even though they're the same book, they deal with two different plots.
Mm-hmm.
Because Malice was more just Alice coming, trying to be something.
Yeah.
But at the end of Malice, now she's all of a sudden going to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot. And I hurt so much to the fact that Aurora didn't want to give Alice a chance for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt.
It
so
really
much.
did. That angst cut deep.
And I didn't ship Reagan and Alice, but if for some reason that had happened, I would not have been opposed to it.
Mm.
Because it was to the point where it didn't even look like Aurora liked Alice anymore.
Yeah.
So it hurt, but I really thought that the way that Heather Walter dealt with their relationship after all that trauma that they gave to each other,
mm-hmm.
I thought she dealt with it in a very realistic way.
Mm-hmm.
They both coped with it in a realistic way. And just the fact that true love was such a big thing in this book.
Yeah.
It really meant a lot to me. It was very sweet. And it's bittersweet too, because, you want them to end up together. You want them to be each other's lovers forever.
Exactly.
But then you also have to realize that they have to grow as people.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really like how this story ended.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would give it, I know you said 3 is low, but I would give it a 3 out of 5.
Really?
It was a good read, but not what I expected.
Same. At times, and this is not like an insult at all, but at times I felt like I was reading a different story.
I did too. If I had read this not for the podcast and in my own time, I think it would have taken me a long time to get through this book.
Same. Because we had to finish it within like 2 days.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I was like, I have to keep going.
Dude, remember that night I told you I got halfway? Like, that was my goal, to get halfway through the book. And I think that was Thursday night.
I think it was Wednesday, because you said you were going to finish Thursday night.
Exactly. So on Wednesday, I was like, I'm going to get halfway. I did get halfway, but that was a freaking journey, dude. I literally had to okay, let me give myself a 5-minute break because so much is fucking going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't happening fast enough for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I give it a 3.
No, I get it.
It wasn't what I expected, but I didn't hate it.
Same.
I'm just surprised more people aren't talking about it because it is a really good book.
Mm-hmm. And I do really like the world that Heather built.
I do too.
I hope she continues it. I don't know. Trilogy maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
Stop.
I don't think it would be a trilogy though. It felt very endish to me.
But there's so many species though. There's so much happening in this world.
Well, what else is going to happen? They're going to be happy and be like, oh, let's solve this issue.
If I'm honest, that is actually something else that I wish she would have delved more into, was Alice saving people from, whatever situation they're in. I wish that would have been a little bit longer. Honestly, I wanted to see her finding herself. Yeah,
and even if Heather Walter writes little novellas about what their life was like in those 100 years, that would be interesting. Because I'm interested to figure out what happened between Derek and Aurora.
I know. Oh my God. Or what happened between Alice and whoever she was with during that time. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure if it was true love. Because I really, like you said, there were a lot of moments where I was like, does Aurora like her? Because I feel
just an infatuation.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if she even likes her anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want this to come off as me not enjoying the story. It's just more so a question. I also kind of wish that we would have gotten a sense of who Alice was without Mortanya in her brain anymore. After.
Yeah, because when Mortanya left, she was just like, yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And
wait, let me ask. Mortanya?
Are you there? And remember when she was like, I feel like I can still hear her, even though she's not there.
Dude, I wish they would have delved into that too. Yeah. Because the thing is, I don't think she would stop hearing her even when she was gone.
Exactly. And that could also play with it being shown what Alice did with saving all of these species. I wanted to see who was she without Mortanya, and is she still taking this leadership form? Is that still her?
Yeah.
I kind of wish it would have gone into that detail a little bit more, but still enjoyed the story. I'd still give it a 3.5.
And I still give it a 3. But I think we're done.
We made it to the end.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you came this weekend to film this.
I missed you.
I missed you too.
It's been so long.
It's been 9 weeks since you looked at me. I don't know if it's that long. I just want to say thank you for everyone who listened to our podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get podcasts on, thank you so much. If you want to leave a review and maybe 5 stars, I think it's illegal to give below 5 stars. And if you do,
it is.
Allegedly. And if you do give below 5 stars, you actually wake up in a hellscape where you are Derek. Sorry.
That's so bad.
But if you can leave 5 stars, that would mean a lot. Also, if you want to talk to us, if you want to talk to your friends, families, loved ones about us, the best way to get exposure is through word of mouth. So we would really appreciate that. If you listen to us and watch us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you would like to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can join us every Tuesday when we post videos.
We've been doing really good, though. It's been consistently Tuesdays.
You've been doing really good.
Thank you.
You're the upload girl.
Thank you.
If you want to join us on there, that would be really nice. And comment what you think about this book. Because like I said, I'm a little shocked that Book Talk is not talking more about this book. I really want to know how everyone is feeling. Thank you so much for listening. And why don't we move on to our last segment of the episode where we actually read a comment off of Goodreads. So we are going to roll a die. And if it lands on an even number, we are going to read a positive review off of Goodreads. And if it lands on an odd number, we are going to read a negative review off of Goodreads. These reviews are not connected to us at all. We do not agree or disagree with them.
And we are not making any faces.
No. And if you think you see a face, you're making a face. My face is a trampoline. It's bouncing back at you, bitch. But we are going to go ahead and read a review, and I will roll the die. Your number this week is a 16.
Positive
review.
Look. Okay, so this is written by B or Bia on Goodreads. Bea. They gave it a 5 out of 5, and they said, dark fairy tale retellings are my jam. Make it sapphic? Sign me up. I absolutely fell in love with this world and these characters when I read Malice. How the other was going to top the first book, I didn't know. But do I love it more than the first book? Yes. I love dark and twisty characters. The monstrous girl trope is one of my all-time faves, and unlikable protagonists have my heart. The tone of this book is much darker than Malice. The story centers around grief, bitterness, and mourning. I don't think I can say enough how much I love this book. I can't wait to add a copy to my shelf this spring, and I look forward to reading more from Heather Walter. I think they were given an arc, so that's why they did it ahead of time.
What'd they give it?
A 5 out of 5.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Can I take off my eyelashes?
Can we watch Maleficent?
Can we watch us watching Maleficent will be dictated whether or not I can take off my eyelashes.
Yes, you can take off your eyelashes.
We may not watch Maleficent.
What?
We can watch Maleficent.
You've never seen it.
I know I haven't.
Are you?
Wait, are you gonna take off? Dude, your eyelashes look like your own eyelashes. So you pulling them out is actually gonna throw me into a hellscape. Oh my god! Dude, what the fuck? Dude, they still look so long and pretty.
Oh. This is like the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
By the way, oh my gosh, end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening to our episode of Heartstopper.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank you for the Heartstopper episode. It literally blew
popped
up.
Off. It blew up. I mean, I'm over Heartstopper, so.
She's not. She's literally
No,
not.
I am. I don't pay for Alice Osman's Patreon.
She literally does. No, and she's going to read the novel too. But...
Yes.
But we have also been trying to be more active on social media, so
follow us, please.
It would really mean a lot. And we are trying to just find more book friends. It's not about like us trying to be, famous, because we're not those types of girls.
So go to @StoryandThings StoryandThings on either Instagram, TikTok, or even Goodreads. Mm-hmm. If you want to join us and just join the conversation.
And we even made a Discord. I don't know. We made a Discord.
Yeah, so reach out to us. We'll let you know our Discord so we can talk about Heartstopper, maybe.
Or Malice, or Misrule, Den of Viper.
Dude, don't even get me started with them snakes. Oh my god, them dick-ass snakes. Dude, okay, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Get me out of here.